In this video, guys, I wanted to do a part 2 on how to protect your car, how to keep your cat from being stolen. So let me first say that you remember in my first video, I talked about welding stuff on, and I think that's a great idea. You know, weld all kinds of stuff on there, you know. But if you can't weld, don't have a friend who welds, don't want to take your car to a shop where they weld, like a muffler shop, I wanted to give you guys, I've been racking my brain for you guys, I wanted to give you another option that you can try, and I've gone ahead and tried it here. So remember, on a catalytic converter, they've got to cut both ends. They can't just cut one end. And right here on the Honda Element, this is where, when I've looked at every single Honda Element cat theft, they've made the cut to the front of the cat. And so this is the vulnerable area. And what I want you guys to do is to identify one vulnerable area, either before the cat or after the cat, and I want you to seal that area off. And so that's what I've done with these U-styled exhaust clamps. Now these clamps are very cheap. They're only about $4 each at AutoZone. And you want to make sure you get the right size. So my size was 2.5 inches. So I went and got 2.5-inch clamps, got 4 of them. And because they want to take the Sawzall and do a plunge cut downward like that, so this is a great deterrent for the Sawzall, and which is what they use now. And sometimes they'll use that pipe cutter as well. Now, another tip is when you put these on, don't put them on too tight, because these clamps put a lot of clamping pressure on the pipe. And this Honda Element's an 05, so this is, over 15 years old. And so just snug the bolts on. Don't put them on too tight because you don't want to crack a pipe. Just get them on tight enough. Drive it around for a day. Make sure it doesn't rattle, okay? And when you're happy with it, that it doesn't rattle, then you're going to do something else. You're going to actually, and you can see how I've done this, you're going to take some rubbing alcohol and clean off the areas on the bolts. And you're just going to dab. I dabbed a JB Weld on here. And the idea is two things. I don't want the bolts to back off on their own, number one. And number two, when somebody gets under here and looks at this, the thief looks at this. I want him to say, oh, crap, and see that something has been welded onto the bolts. So it either looks like a regular weld or a cold weld. And I want him to be somewhat intimidated by that. He's going to have to say, okay, well, if I want to take off these clamps, I got to get through that cold weld. And at that point, and this is the whole point of the thing, when the thief looks under here, in every single theft video I've seen, the thief is actually looking underneath the car first. He does a first quick peek and then decides to do the cut. Now, when he does that first quick peek, that's when you want to have something like this with the weld on the bolts. So he knows he's in for a big fight. I mean, he's going to have to spend some real time under here. And they don't want to do that. They want to quickly get your cat and move on. They want to get your cat in 90 seconds and move on. And that's my whole theme, guys, is I wanted to give you guys another option to make your cat be difficult to steal. Make it look intimidating. Make it look like it's going to be a fight. And they're probably going to move on to the next vehicle. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you this option of using these U-style clamps. So far, it's gone really great for me. And I wanted to pass that along to you. I hope this is helpful, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care.